Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The DTC P1549 indicates a charging system high voltage issue specifically for the 2008 to 2012 Honda Accord. This error code points to problems within the vehicle's electrical system, particularly related to the alternator's function in managing and distributing voltage. The alternator is a critical component located in the engine bay, responsible for converting mechanical energy into electrical energy to charge the vehicle's battery and power electrical systems when the engine is running. Anomalies in the alternator's performance can lead to excessive voltage levels, which may cause damage to various electrical components. Understanding the root causes and symptoms associated with this DTC is essential for effective troubleshooting and ensuring the vehicle's reliability. Proper diagnostic techniques, including the use of the HDS, Honda Diagnostic System tool, are recommended to obtain accurate readings and history before performing repairs. Error code P1549 indicates a high voltage scenario within the charging system of the Honda Accord. The primary component affected is the alternator, which is located near the front of the engine, typically mounted on the engine block. Its role is to generate electricity by converting mechanical energy, aiding in charging the battery, and powering the vehicle's electronic systems. The presence of excessive voltage can lead to malfunctions or damage in sensitive electronic components throughout the vehicle. High voltage might be generated due to a faulty alternator or other circuitry issues, which can erroneously increase voltage beyond normal ranges. Proper identification and correction of this issue are crucial in preventing long-term damage and maintaining the vehicle's operational efficiency. Several factors can lead to the triggering of DTC P1549 in the Honda Accord. One common cause is a faulty alternator. It may either produce too much voltage or fail to regulate voltage properly. Poor electrical connections can also contribute significantly. Loose or corroded terminals at the alternator or connections in the underhood fuse/relay box may lead to intermittent issues. Another possible scenario is if a high voltage battery, such as a 24-volt system, is connected to the vehicle, which can erroneously set this code. It's essential to inspect the alternator and all related wiring comprehensively to identify where the issue originates. Ensuring secure connections and the functional integrity of the alternator is fundamental to resolving this diagnostic trouble code. When DTC P1549 is active, the driver may notice specific symptoms indicative of charging system issues. One common symptom is the illumination of warning lights on the dashboard, particularly those related to the battery or electrical system. These warnings can signal that the alternator is not functioning correctly. Additionally, various electrical components in the vehicle may exhibit malfunctions due to improper voltage levels, leading to flickering lights, erratic performance of power windows, or issues with infotainment systems. The battery warning indicator may also activate, alerting the driver of potential battery-related problems, which often correlates with charging abnormalities. Recognizing these symptoms early on can facilitate timely intervention, preventing further electrical complications. The first step in diagnosing DTC P1549 involves turning the ignition switch to the on position, specifically to position 2. This action powers the vehicle's electronics without starting the engine, allowing you to proceed with diagnostics. It is essential to record all freeze data and any onboard snapshot, as this provides historical context about when the DTC was set. Additionally, reviewing general troubleshooting information for related DTCs or issues will give you a broader understanding before delving into specific tests. This phase is critical because it ensures that you document any relevant data which can assist in pinpointing the problem accurately. Utilizing the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, during this process is advisable, as it can offer detailed parameters and insights. Step 2 in the troubleshooting process requires you to clear the stored DTC using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. This step is crucial for resetting the vehicle's onboard computer, which erases previous codes and prepares the system for a fresh diagnosis. After clearing the DTC, you will need to start the engine under specific conditions. It's advisable to keep the air conditioning off, headlights off, and rear window defogger deactivated. This ensures that no additional electrical loads are affecting the alternator's performance during testing. Ensuring these loads are inactive allows for a clearer assessment of the alternator's output and system voltage levels. Keeping the engine in a stable state during this phase is essential for accurate diagnosis. In this step, you will hold the engine speed at 2,000 RPM for 1 minute. This engine speed is important because it allows for sufficient voltage generation, enabling you to assess whether the alternator can maintain stable output under light load conditions. Make sure the automatic transmission, AT, is in park, P, or neutral, N, or if you have a manual transmission, MT, that it is in neutral. Properly adhering to these conditions is crucial for the diagnostic integrity of this step, as they simulate normal operational variables. The goal here is to monitor if the DTC reappears after this controlled operation, which would indicate that the alternator is not functioning effectively under these tested conditions. After the minute elapses, you will proceed to check for any new or ongoing DTC indications through the HDS. This step entails checking for any pending or confirmed DTCs with the HDS after holding the engine speed. If DTC P1549 reappears or is indicated, it's crucial to take further action by replacing the alternator, as this would signify a persistent issue affecting voltage regulation. The presence of this code indicates the alternator has failed to maintain proper voltage levels, signaling the need for replacement. If DTC P1549 does not reappear, it may suggest an intermittent fault that is temporarily resolved, indicating that the system is functioning correctly at this time. In such a case, it's vital to check for poor connections or loose terminals at the alternator and underhood fuse relay box, as these issues can lead to intermittent electrical problems that can replicate the symptoms of a faulty alternator. A clear decision path is necessary to ensure effective troubleshooting is maintained, focusing on all potential points of failure. The next troubleshooting step involves returning the ignition switch to the on position. Once in this position, use the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to reset the engine control module, ECM, or powertrain control module, PCM. This resetting procedure helps in clearing any adaptive data previously stored, which can sometimes interfere with normal operation. Following the reset, the next critical step is to perform the idle learn procedure. This procedure is essential because it recalibrates the system's idle settings post-reset, ensuring smooth engine operations and proper idle speed following reinstallation or replacement of electrical components. This specific learning allows the ECM to adapt to new parameters or any changed components. Completing this step properly is crucial to achieve optimal vehicle performance and reliability. After resetting the ECM PCM, start the engine once more while ensuring the same preliminary conditions are maintained. The air conditioning should be off, the headlights should be off, and any other accessories should not be in use. This helps isolate the alternator's performance in a straightforward manner. Repeat the process of holding the engine speed at 2000 RPM for 1 minute, just as you did earlier. This ensures a stable environment for diagnosing the alternator under the same conditions. It is essential to observe if DTC P1549 appears again. This will help determine whether initial corrective actions have been effective or if issues with the alternator continue to prevail. This step reinforces the diagnostic sequence, allowing for reliable data collection on the alternator's output. At this final troubleshooting stage, check for any pending or confirmed DTCs again using the HDS. If DTC P1549 is indicated once more, it is a strong recommendation to check for poor connections or loose terminals at the alternator and the underhood fuse relay box. These connections are vital, as even minor disconnections or corrosion can dramatically impact the alternator's efficiency and voltage output. If you identify any issues, they should be addressed immediately. In the scenario that P1549 continues to persist after these findings, you will cycle back to troubleshooting step 1 to begin the diagnostic process again. Should any other pending or confirmed DTCs appear, switch focus to those particular codes, ensuring comprehensive system checks and repairs where necessary. Once repairs are performed, particularly if the alternator was replaced, it is crucial to conduct a final verification. This involves confirming that the alternator installed is functioning correctly, evidenced by steady voltage levels across the electrical system. Monitor the voltage output at idle and during operation to ensure it lies within specified limits. Additionally, verify that all electrical connections are secure and free from corrosion, as poor connections can reintroduce the same issue. Utilize the HDS once again to check for any lingering DTCs after the repairs. Ensure that the system can run under the specified load conditions without triggering DTC P1549. By performing these checks, you confirm that the issue has been successfully resolved and the vehicle is back in optimal operating condition. Maintaining the electrical system in the Honda Accord is paramount to prevent issues like DTC P1549 from arising in the future. Regularly inspect the alternator for any signs of wear or failure, as this component is essential for proper vehicle function. It's advisable to check all electrical connections periodically to prevent corrosion and ensure that they remain secure. This proactive maintenance can help you spot potential issues before they escalate into more significant problems. It's also beneficial to monitor the voltage levels consistently to ensure that the electrical system operates within normal specifications. Keeping your electrical system healthy will lead to a more reliable vehicle, reducing the likelihood of unexpected breakdowns or repairs. In conclusion, DTC P1549 highlights the critical need for attention to the charging system of the Honda Accord. This code points specifically to issues surrounding high voltage output, often implicating the alternator or associated wiring. Systematic troubleshooting, beginning with careful documentation and utilizing diagnostic tools such as the HDS, is essential. Steps include verifying electrical connections, conducting necessary resets, and performing idle learn procedures, all leading to accurate diagnosis and repair. Continued vigilance and regular maintenance can prevent recurrence of these issues and promote the longevity of the vehicle's electrical system. Addressing the factors surrounding P1549 allows for enhanced reliability and the safe operation of the Honda Accord. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time!